Poland is preparing to reopen selected border crossings with Belarus on Monday, a move driven by economic pressure on local communities rather than any shift in political relations. The partial reopening follows months of disruption after Poland shut all crossings during joint Belarus-Russia military drills in September. Prime Minister Donald Tusk emphasized that the decision aims to restore vital trade flows for residents and entrepreneurs in Podlasie, who have struggled under the strain of Minsk's aggressive posture at the frontier. Some rail points and the Tiraspol-Brest road link had earlier resumed limited operations to keep essential goods moving. Donald Tusk reaffirmed that Poland would not be required to accept migrants under the EU's relocation mechanism, insisting that Warsaw's position is shaped by its already high migration burden and the large number of Ukrainian refugees in the country.
The credibility of my words regarding the fact that Poland will not be obligated next year, nor in 2 years, nor in 3 years, to accept migrants under the relocation scheme provided by the Migration Pact. These are the procedures that a country that says, we do not accept migrants because we have a different point of view, different circumstances, follows. We have a problem, a very massive migration, and the number of Ukrainian refugees is obviously a key argument here. So Poland will not be accepting these migrants.
Tusk also stressed that Poland intends to follow procedures that allow member states to opt out based on national circumstances, adding that the government will continue to reject mandatory intake quotas in the coming years.
The Commission understands this, but formally, the country must request it because the relocation mechanism applies to the entire Union, and a country that does not want to participate must make it known. That's all there is to it. I am not naive, because soon it will be known whether Poland is subject to this obligation or not. So if I were making things up, it wouldn't last long. So I ask you to trust me here.
In Berlin, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz outlined details of his recent discussions with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, revealing growing concerns within Germany over the influx of young Ukrainian men and Kyiv's ongoing corruption troubles. Merz said recent arrivals include significant numbers of men aged 18 to 24, below Ukraine's mobilization threshold.
The renewed corruption scandal in Kyiv, and urgently asked him to stop it as soon as possible, and also to review the structures once again with regard to combating corruption in Ukraine. And the second thing is, I mentioned it in the European Council, we both just talked about it. I told President Zelensky that those who are currently coming from Ukraine are to a considerable extent young men aged between 18 and 24, because military service in Ukraine only begins at 25. I asked him to ensure that these young men stay in the country, because they are needed in the country, not in Germany. We need everyone who can pitch in, who can help, right up to military service in Ukraine. And that is why I discuss these two issues again, and also very openly, just as we talk openly with one another, even when there are such topics. So, thank you very much. I wish you a nice weekend.
Germany's leadership fears that this trend could weaken Ukraine's war effort, with Kyiv still dependent on manpower as the conflict with Russia intensifies. Merz urged Ukrainian authorities to ensure draft-age men remain in the country, highlighting the strain on European states hosting large refugee populations.